Okay, you think having the biggest route affected Ethan? Let me see. Like, you know, compared to the others, like, it was a good impact because, you know, it was a lot for you to voice, but like, it was. I'm trying to get the right words. Like, was it like fluff? Did it feel like fluff, or did it feel like it was actually achieving something?
I feel like for the most part, it was achieving something. There may be elements that feel like they were a little fluff or could have fit in like any storyline as opposed to solely Ethan's. I think there might have been like some like elements of side story or like additional things that were there, but I feel like, you know, Ethan was present for most of it. If I remember correctly, I think there may have been like 2 or 3 scenes in that entire document that Ethan just wasn't present for. So I feel like he had a very, you know, high level of development throughout all those parts of the story. So I think it very, very largely served him well. So yeah.
Speaking of which, since he wasn't in like all the scenes, how do you feel about that one? Like, the main lead isn't in the scene. Like, you get to actually see the other characters. You think that fits or that breaks the immersion?
I think it's a good thing to every now and then have separation from a lead. I mean, it can feel overwhelming if every single scene always has like the 2 specific characters. Like, there's benefit to being able to kind of break it up and have, you know, characters have a bit of breathing room to do some of their own thing or explore a small side story. You don't I mean, I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and if you're always on the main quest, there's just a lot left on the table for you to explore. So I think doing a bit of side questing is always beneficial. Explore the world, see what that random person over there has to say, and in this case, get some perspective from some of the other characters in the cast, and, you know, learn a bit more about them, and then come back and rejoin the main element of the story. I think it's good to get the breathing room.
And how do you feel about the establishing the female relationships aside from love?
Sorry, you're kind of cutting out there.
How do you feel about establishing, like, there's a lot of times where we're able to just focus on the female, like girls establishing a bond, friendship. We had to unfortunately cut out the boyhood stuff, like the boys romance, boys night out. But how did you feel about establishing the female dynamic?
I liked it. It felt good. It was like one of those things that was just like, yes, absolutely. Get more of their interactions. We need to see these girls just, you know, just having fun, having a good time. That was a good element of the story. I liked it a lot.
Do you miss that boys night out was not included?
Yes and no. I can't say I personally miss it super bad, but that might also just be a feeling I have for being a little Ethan coded myself, where I'm a homebody, and, you know, the boys' nights out, while they're fun, you know, that's a lot of social interaction, right?
Yeah, because you and Michelangelo are not part of that. It was just that was like everyone but you and Michelangelo. It's so funny. It's like all the boys who are interactive, and then it's like, oh, okay, we'll just stay at home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Low key, it's
oh, you guys
like
gonna go do that? Sweet. That's time for me to go play some video games.
maybe there should have been more of you and Michelangelo interacting, the two people who don't like to interact.
We just quietly go hang out at a library and just read on our own. Give each other a thumbs up every now and then.
Yeah, it's like, you good? Yeah. You? Yeah. It's like,
yeah,
we're best friends now. Speaking of which, how do you think you Ethan as a character is able to maintain a relationship with Silver, considering he's such a talkative person?
There is merit in just being able to listen, and also listen with your ears closed. Silver likes to yap.
Yeah.
And being able to just kind of turn off your brain and specifically focus on whatever it is else you're doing or thinking of in your head, and just have the reactive, like, yeah, totally. Just that kind of thing. Just ad hoc responding to whatever he's saying, just to make it sound just enough like you're paying attention to where he doesn't get on your case. But yeah, I mean, if someone likes to hear themselves talk, sometimes the best thing to do is let them.
Honestly, I could see those two just like, Silver is literally having a conversation by himself, but Ethan's there, and Ethan's just like, the whole time.
Yeah, totally.
For like 3 hours. 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Even every, like, it's timed. Like, he is on his computer timing it. Oh, time for me to say, and Silver, Silver just doesn't care. He's just like, oh yeah, And it's like the same, the same tone every time. It's just like, he doesn't even try.
No. It's not gonna be the same tone every time, because he knows well enough that eventually someone will catch on. So they're varied enough to where it is legally distinct.
He said, "No, I gotta change the tone." I feel like with Silver, I feel like with Silver, you could get away with that though.
Probably.
Yeah. But everyone else,
say it's. Yeah. I'll say with Silver, it is very helpful to have that one, like, really talkative friend, because if you're ever in a situation where it's like you, that friend, and one or more people that you don't know or want to interact with, you just twist the little spring turn key on the back of your talkative friend and just let them go.
What do you think Ethan's strengths and weaknesses are?
I mean, I feel like weaknesses are definitely going to be most things to do with marketing / self-marketing / being out there. He's personable, but he doesn't necessarily want to be, or doesn't necessarily want to invite that energy. So he struggles in high energy situations, and definitely excels at anything where he gets to take his time, because if he gets to go at his pace, he definitely gets everything done and change. And if he's under a crunch due to someone else's schedule or behavior, I think he's gonna, stumble just a little bit. So he likes to keep things at his own pace. But that's not to say that his pace is slow or like unbearable at all times. No, it's his pace.
With
sometimes it might be too fast for others.
Because I already told you how Ethan is ranked first or second. If Ethan wasn't the second male lead, who do you think would be the best alternative to replace him from the boys that we have here?
It's difficult. I might say one of the twins.
Ooh, why the twins?
because I mean, there's interesting dynamic when it comes to twins, and they're similar to each other, but they have their own differences, and there's like a lot of room to explore there. And I don't know. I got fairly decent vibes from them when playing through the story, and um, I like them. I don't know if uh, one has more to offer than the other or not, but they seem like a fun bunch, and I think there's just a lot of play there with twins like that.
With the twins, some people couldn't get past their bro talk. It's like, what up, bro? Hey,
That's
bro.
fair. Hey, what up, bro?
Hey, bro.
Yeah, no, that could get definitely very annoying, but that also means that there's option to kind of subvert that and forcibly break them out of that kind of behavior if there's more time spent on them.
I was like, that was part of their charm, is that they're literally like college bros. It's like, bro, what's up? Like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wish there's some people would love that about them, but like that one, the turn off. So I'm like, no.
I think a lot of people have memories of that kind of person, that kind of bro person at college at one point. So there might be a little bit of a bias there.
So
it's like, oh, you're one of those people.
We talked about the strength and weakness. What do you think his charm is, though, with Ethan? Because a lot of the ladies are like,
I think just the sincerity and the just earnestness that he gives off. I mean, the guy is unapologetic for the way he is, and doesn't presume himself to be more important or more interesting than he is. If someone tells him that he's got interest or value, he's like, oh, cool. He doesn't assign that to himself or tell anybody else that, oh, I'm great or I'm the best or super awesome. He's just like, oh, you think so? And I feel like a lot of people like that. It's kind of a humility that can just draw people in, and it's something where you don't have to break past a barrier to get a glimpse into how he sees himself or what he thinks of others. It's kind of just on his sleeve, in a sense. He's obviously got some things that he doesn't like outwardly show, but he also doesn't boast or offer more than someone else wants. He's reactive in that sense. So if someone is asking, he's more than happy to share. But if someone isn't, he's like, all right, cool. You do you, I'll do me.
Yeah, it's like, it's pretty darn relatable, essentially.
Yes, very relatable.
He's one of the more relatable ones out of the cast. The bros are too relatable. It's like, I've known this type of guy.
Yeah.
Which character you wish Ethan had more interaction with?
That is hard. It kind of, we've kind of hit on like topics with Michelangelo before. Like we've kind of like brought that into the phase, and I feel like that's probably the answer I would end up giving, because they, like we've mentioned, are kind of one and the same when it comes to just throw themselves at their passions and focus on nothing but that. And I think while they may not fully understand the other's perspective and the way that the other does things, or the other's passion very well, they understand the passion, and that's definitely something. They both have their own form of art in a way. So I think they'd be really, really solid friends actually, and they could learn a lot from each other. I feel like I think Michelangelo provides a peek into what proper what's what I'm looking for. He knows how to present himself to others a lot, and I feel like Ethan could probably learn from him. Like, yeah, how do I, you know, use showmanship? How do I, you know, do that kind of thing? And I'm sure there's stuff that Michelangelo could pick up from Ethan, but I feel like they get along.
And your overall thoughts on Ethan as a character? Ethan Nakamura.
Ethan Nakamura.
Nakamura.
He is a very personable, relatable, empathetic, and understandable character. He is. I've said it a bunch. He's a lot like me, and you know, I really get him. So knowing a lot of the ways that he can think about things, and a lot of the ways that he approaches both relationships in a romantic sense and in a friendship sense is very endearing and, you know, special to me, because it's kind of similar to how I would approach things. It's a lot of fun to see that show up in a game and have that, you know, relatability. Everybody enjoys having someone that they can relate to in a game, and you know, Ethan's probably one of the closer ones to my own personal experience that I've been able to find thus far. So that's really cool.
That last name Nakamura is pretty darn dope too.
I mean, it's pretty sick.
I know, right?
Not gonna lie.
I know, it's like Nakamura. Ooh, I was on it with them last names, like. Yeah. 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 But like, now I think about it, did I even tell you what the character Ethan was about when I offered you the role?
I have to go back and look. You might have.
Cause I just said you sound like an Ethan to me. That's all I remember was the same. I was like, did I even tell you?
I don't know.
Did I even tell you what the character was about? You're like, I relate to this character. I was like, did I even tell you what this role was about? I just like, do you want to do this voice?
Yeah, I either got a little bit from you, from the first introduction, or like once you invited me to the server, like, and I got to start like looking at the existing information about the character. I was like, oh yeah, this fits.
Imagine if you said yes and you're like, this is nothing like me.
Imagine. But hey, that's what acting's all about too.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, you're right.